I'm an introvert. Always have been, always will be. What kind of introvert am I? I'm pretty reserved, but I wouldn't call myself shy. However, I am very socially awkward when I first meet you. It takes time for me to warm up to a stranger because I want our conversation to be genuine and authentic. Trust me, I sometimes wish I could master small talk and say clever things on the spot, but I've accepted that that's just not my strength. I'm the quiet one in a group who would rather observe and listen instead of joining the conversation. It's not that I don't have anything to say. And no, I'm not silently judging you, but I like to keep my thoughts to myself and take my time to process them. In fact, I love to talk, but only to the select few people in my life. My parents, my sister, and my husband will tell you all about it. Like most other introverts, I love being alone, but rarely feel alone. My version of a perfect day is being accompanied by a good book on a secluded beach, exploring an unknown neighborhood, and ending with a picnic in a park somewhere. When I'm completely alone and left with my thoughts, that's when I feel the freest, because then I don't have to hide behind a persona or put any effort at all. I'm free to ponder, to daydream, and even create a whole other world on my own. I hide in that world when this world gets to be too much sometimes. To be honest, it's not that I haven't felt lonely before. I do feel lonely at times, and often it's when I'm with others. Growing up, I didn't want to look like I was alone, so I would try my best to blend into a crowd, but I always felt lost and misunderstood. And that's the worst type of loneliness. I figured out that it's much more natural just to be in my own company, so I've started embracing it ever since. You might be wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, I think it's important to tell you my perspective of the world through the lens of an introvert. Such an introverted thing to do, to send a message through a video, but hopefully it can have an impact. The thing is, there seems to be a lot of assumptions about introverts out there, and I don't want to be put into any box. I actually love people more than anyone I know. Sometimes I crave social interactions and need to talk about my thoughts and feelings out loud as well. It's just how I handle these situations might be not what you're used to. It's not always black and white, because like me, I think most of us have a mix of introversion and extroversion within us. I thought if we could understand each other better, we could extend our empathy towards one another and perhaps bridge the gap. And for you, my fellow introverts, despite what society tells you, you're not a social outcast. In fact, you are some of the most empathetic, compassionate, creative, and thoughtful people I've ever met. You have wild stories and big personalities. And anytime I get to see a glimpse of it, I feel honored, thinking I'm one of the select few that you decided to share your world with. Because I know that not everyone gets to see it. You don't need to tell yourself to thicken your skin and speak louder in a crowd. You don't need to stand out, nor do you have to like being the center of attention. And you don't have to force yourself to be enthusiastic and optimistic in every situation. You have created boundaries for yourself, and the world should honor that.